Hello, hope you are doing well. Today we would be discussing one of the most common questions that a candidate face while facing the interview. Tell me about yourself, or tell us about yourself. Now this is a very common question. I think 90% of the recruiter would be asking you. Now we would be discussing more about this on this particular video, but two points I would like to mention before starting on elaborating about the topic. First of all, the problem with this type of a question is that it is too much open-ended. Well, when you're telling me about yourself, it can be anything. It can be your hobbies, your interests, your achievements, your professional qualification. So what people generally confuse is that where to start from. So it is a very open-ended question. So we really need to do a proper homework in order to answer. Point number two, is that really a question which the recruiter wants? Tell me about yourself. They have their CV, they have read the resume, they have read the cover letter. So what do they actually want? What are you repeating the CV itself? So what actually the recruiter wants to know, that means it is a tricky question. There is a question beneath this question. What the recruiter actually wants to know from you is that can you really communicate? Can you really engage? Can you really communicate in terms of knowing the candidate in particular? Well, I have read your CV, I have seen your cover letter, and I know you are the right person for the job, but I just want to know how you are as a candidate. Can you keep me engaged? How well you are in communication? So please note these 2 points. One, it is an open-ended question, so you should formalize in a way to know where to start from. Second, it is not a general question which is asking about your hobbies or what type of movies you want to see. It is a question beneath a question. It is tricky. You need to know that what actually the recruiter is wanting from you is to speak in a way that they can hear you communicate. Your engagement, your communication is engaging them so that in further they can ask you further questions. So when we are telling or answering the question, tell me about yourselves, there are 4 important points that we should mention. Before that, I would like to tell you that you have to set one ground rule, is that don't tell about your family. The recruiter is not at all interested about knowing your family, your hobbies, nothing, but something which is pertaining to this particular job. So rule number 1, talk about your previous company. You can pick up what was the last company or last to previous to that company and talk about your role, your responsibilities, what exactly you have been doing in that particular school or a college, or it can be a corporate or a training company. So first, talk about your achievements, or rather I would say talk about the previous work details. Remember that time is a factor. I won't suggest to make it more than 2.5 to 3 minutes. Well, if you're going beyond 4 minutes, it's long. Beyond 5 minutes, too long. You're not giving further the interest for the recruiter to speak. Make it between 2 to 2.5 minutes. Point number 2, back up all your work with achievements. What the recruiter is really interested is what you have achieved. Point number 1, it can be you have saved the money. Point number 2, you have introduced a new technology. Point number 3, it can be new methodologies of teaching. Point number 4, it can be motivation for young people or young learners, or you have implemented a new system which have really saved the management in terms of money. So I hope you can understand what they're really interested are achievements, and how do you show your performance or your previous works with achievement. Point number 3, you have to show them that how you're interested for this job. This is the most important point which most of the candidate misses out. You need to tell them that how your job profile is really aligned with the job that you're currently doing. You have to show them with your testimonials or experiences that this job which you have applied is really aligned with the type of job that they're looking for. Fourth, and the most important thing, is that how you are fit for the job. Though the third and the fourth point might be overlapping, but there is a subtle difference. So this is an icing on the cake, I would say, more on the pizza that you're adding. So how you are really fit for the job. your experiences, and why they will hire you. So some unique propositions which would really make you interested, rather will really make the recruiter interested for this kind of a job. So you have to show that you are really fit for the job. Remember, words are not important. The way you are speaking are important. This particular point which I am telling on the fourth part, how you're interested for the job, makes the recruiter in connection or in tandem with the job. Otherwise you are saying something, they have a different. So both of them are going in two different ways. No, it should be that you're working with them. So it should be in tandem, and you should mention, or rather make it prominent, that I am the right person for the job. Taken all these 4 points, I think that you have really can answer one of the easiest, remember, but the trickiest question: tell me about yourself. Thank you very much.